Hey y'all, it's me, Jocasta Lester. Imagine if you lived in a trailer park, or you lived in the projects, or you lived in just a regular ghetto where the city, the homes are owned by everybody that lives there, but, they're not in good condition. Let's say you live there and some set of geniuses, some brilliant people got the evil idea to use your neighborhood to test medication so that they don't test things in the labs on the animals. They instead test it in the community on your families, so that a rodent infestation is now a big thing for them to test things on your children. Okay, can you consider if the people that was so malignant came to the conclusion that it would be better to withhold medications and take a long time to diagnose your illnesses or your conditions because they had an opportunity to study your condition? Could you imagine it if you were a poor person in a neighborhood dealing with the people that, because they want a career on you, they want to advocate for you too. So on top of them doing a basic Tuskegee experiment in secret on you, they also want to offer you their help as your patient advocate. Can you imagine that being true? I hope it's not. But there's more than meets the eye. Just understand this. There's no temptation that is uncommon to man. Consider the Adolf Hitler Society going underground and the types of experimentation that his regime was doing on people. Imagine all of that medieval medicine that they were putting forth this ballot back then, where they were draining your bodily fluids to try to understand what was going on inside of you. Imagine all of that stuff that they were doing back then. And what was the timing? Were they doing it in AD 100? Were they doing it in the 1300s? Were they doing this in the 1500s? Were they doing this in the 50s and 60s? They were. They did it that long. They switched up their whole MO that they was doing it for that long. Can you imagine they were doing that type of stuff in ancient Egypt? Like, what if mummification was based on their practices when they were victorious over rival people they hated? What if they did these types of things and the mummification that we hear about was done when people were alive? What if the Phoenicians had really grotesque practices and they did it to children in front of people so that they could solidify that they were people to fear? They was doing that back then. In BC, let's see, I don't know when the earliest time that they got like written. The Phoenicians, I know they're supposed to be the first ones to do it. But yeah, the written language. So you're telling me, the way back then, I just said BC 5000. Yo, or 5000 BC. You telling me that way back then they was doing that? And they was doing something similar in the 1950s and 60s. But they stopped in 2023. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Have a blessed and marvelous day. You guys take care.